Hello students of Standard 9. Welcome to DAV Moy Public School. I am your English teacher Jagruti Meshra. Let's begin our today's online session of English. Today we will continue with the same chapter, Ishwaran the Storyteller. Before proceeding further, let us quickly recapitulate what we studied in our previous session. This story is about Mahendra, a junior supervisor, and his cook Ishwaran. Mahendra had to keep moving from place to place as ordered by head office. But he had fortunately an expert caretaker, Ishwaran, who cooked his meals, washed his clothes, and chatted with him at night. Ishwaran was very fond of reading Tamil thrillers during his spare time. As a result, he innovated his own thrillers and would tell about it to Mahendra. Mahendra used to hear patiently without finding any loopholes in the story. Ishwaran often in his stories narrated about elephants. For example, he told a story about how he paralyzed a mad elephant that had gone berserk. He told that there were timber logs loaded on trucks. But if an elephant went mad, no Mahavat could control it. The elephant entered a school ground where children were playing, breaking through the brick wall. Children and teachers ran here and there to save their lives. The elephant was stunned when Ishwaran, then only a little boy, took a rod and hit at elephant's third toenail. The secret was, if the elephant is hit there, his nervous system gets paralyzed. Dear students, in this lesson you will come across many new words. Here are their meanings. Auspicious means good. Delicacies, tasty food. Spirits, souls of the dead. Ancestors, elders of the family. Culinary skills means related to cooking. Garish, something which is too colorful and fancy that is disliked. Supernatural, related to ghosts and spirits. Shriveled, wrinkled and shrunken. Fetus and unborn baby. Pigment, production. Sulk, be silent. Vicinity, nearby area. Mourn, crying sound. Prowling, searching. Guttural, sound produced in the throat, that is harsh sounding. Mahendra was curious to know that how did the young Ishwaran manage to overpower the huge elephant. Ishwaran said that he performed a Japanese martial art. He said it was either karate or judo. He had read about it somewhere that the martial art rendered a person unconscious by disturbing the nervous system. Every day Ishwaran would narrate one or the other story full of adventure, horror and thrill. Sometimes Mahendra felt that the story was a fiction, but still he enjoyed listening to it because of unique way in which it was narrated by Ishwaran. As there was no television set at the place where they lived, these stories were a source of entertainment for Mahendra. One morning, Mahendra was having his breakfast. Ishwaran asked him if he could prepare a special meal for dinner as it was a good day. He added that on that day they prepared special food for the souls of the dead elders of the family. Ishwaran had preparing a delicious dinner and Mahendra praised his cooking skills. Ishwaran was happy on being praised, but all of a sudden started narrating a detailed story relating to ghosts and supernatural powers which was disliked by Mahendra. Ishwaran told to Mahendra that the site of the factory was earlier a place where the dead were buried. Mahendra jerked out of the present thought after the tasty meal. Iswaran continued that on the first day itself he had seen a human skull lying on the ground when he was returning after buying vegetables. Even later he had come across a number of human skulls and bones lying around the place. Iswaran added that sometimes he saw ghosts at night, although he was not scared of them as he was a brave person. But once he saw a very horrible ghost of a woman. It appeared on a full moon night at 12 o'clock. It was very ugly, had matted hair and a shrunken, withered face. It looked like a skeleton holding of an unborn baby in its arm. Mahendra disliked the story and interrupted sharply. He scolded Ishwaran and said that he had gone mad. Mahendra said that ghosts did not exist. He added that it was Ishwaran's imagination. He ordered Ishwaran to get himself checked up, to get his digestive system and his brain examined as he was speaking nonsense. Mahendra asked him to get his digestive system checked up because he was a person who is suffering from constipation. He gets nightmares and dreams of ghosts and supernatural powers. Mahendra had thought that Iswaran would remain quiet for a few days as he had scolded him the previous night. He was astonished to see a cheerful and talkative Iswaran the next morning. Mahendra showed that he was very brave, but on the contrary, he was uneasy because the story Iswaran has narrated. Every night before going to bed, he peeped out of the window next of his bed to assure himself that there was no ghost around. He did not see any ghost, but only saw darkness and the twinkling lights of the factory. Before listening to Insurance story, Mahendra liked watching the white colored landscape of a full moon night as Iswaran had told him that on full moon night a female ghost haunted the place. He stopped looking out at that night as he was afraid bumping into the ugly ghost. One night as Mahendra was asleep, he was awakened by the sound of someone crying. He thought that it could be a cat looking for the mice and tried to go back to sleep. The sound became more harsh and seemed to be a human sound. Mahendra wanted to peep out of the window but stopped himself as he was afraid that he saw a ghost and he would ever die. The crying sound became more louder. It did not appear to be the sound of cat. Mahendra could not stop himself and so he bent down and lifted his head slightly in order to peep out. In the white-colored moonlight, Mahendra saw the ghost. It was holding a bundle in her one hand. Mahendra panicked. He was breathing heavily and fell back on the bed. After some time he recovered from the scary experience and thought that probably his subconscious mind was showing him the ghost as he had been thinking of it. He assured himself that actually there was no ghost and his mind was playing a trick on him. By the time Mahendra woke up, took his bath and came out for breakfast, he had forgotten about the ghostly experience of the previous night. Iswaran greeted him, gave him his lunch and his bath. As Mahendra was about to leave, Iswaran smiled and said that the other day Mahendra had scolded him for discussing the ugly ghost, but last night Mahendra himself saw it. Iswaran had heard Mahendra's cries the previous night. Iswaran's comment scared Mahendra once again. He did not hear him further and hurried off to his office. He decided to resign from the job and leave the haunted place. He could not live there any longer. So in this way, Mahendra resigned and moved away. he was not able to live in that haunted place for a single day. He became so frightened by the story of Easwaran. So here we end our lesson. Dear students, now let us quickly recapitulate what we studied today. Finally, one day, Easwaran talked about spirits of the ancestors. He began to talk of ghosts. He said that the place where they had their shade was once a burial ground. He had also come across ghosts, but he was not scared of them. He told Mahendra about a woman ghost seen only on a full moon night. She mourned and carried a fetus in her arms. This terrified Mahendra so much that he finally thought of that woman ghost on a full moon night. He could hear a low moan outside his window. He peeped from his window and there stood the ghost of the woman. He flung himself down and found that he was often dreaming of that woman ghost. Easwaran used to ask, grinning at Mahendra, "Sir, you were angry with me the other day when I told you about the ghost, but didn't you see her yourself last night?" Mahendra never used to listen to Easwaran's questions and finally decided to resign from his job and leave that haunted place. Dear students, based on our today's session, here is a short assignment for you. Have a nice day. Thank you.